So here we have the story now of the Antichrist. And who was the Antichrist? Jesus Christ was the Antichrist, people. Jesus Christ was the Antichrist back in the day. He was made the Antichrist the day he was born. The organization called the Red Dragon, which the 7 heads on the dragon that are crowned are the 7 leaders of that organization who were trying to gain control in that land and the people. They were trying to convince the people that Jesus was the Son of God. And that's why all the cons that he did, conning people into believing that he could float over a hill or turn rock into water or walk on water, or even his resurrection, after he was even found out, after they figured out that Jesus was conning people and lying to people into believing that he was some son of God, that he never was, that he was just, from the day he was born, he was picked by the 7 heads of the organization, the Red Dragon, that were trying to take over control over the people where they were living, in their city or country or whatever. So these people took this baby and made this guy, trained him since he was a child into growing up into becoming a con artist and conning people. And those people were on drugs too. Those people were taking drugs and hallucinations and stuff, the kind of drugs that make you hallucinate and do all, and see stuff, like, what happens when you take like LSD or something like that. These are the kind of drugs that these people, and these are the kind of drugs these people were on, and it's also been proven. Okay, they got this. They've gone back and they've figured out these plants and stuff that these people were taking, and they were drugs, and they were hallucinations, and things that cause hallucinations and stuff like that, kind of drugs these people were taking. So it probably made it easier into believing that this guy Jesus was actually Jesus, and he was actually floating over a hill or walking over water, or all this stuff happening that really didn't happen. It was all a con by this Jesus who was brought up since he was born as a baby to pretend that he was the Son of God, to get people to believe and to serve him, to be his servants. Right? Well, first of all, being someone's servant is not freedom. Right there, that's not freedom, people. Being someone else's servant and making other people do for you or fighting for you because they wanted control. Because they wanted to take control of the people, and they wanted to kill the people who were in control. But they failed. They figured out that Jesus was a liar. They figured out he was a con. He got betrayed by his own disciples. His own people betrayed him because he was a con artist, because You know, dude got given money to tell him the truth. So they gave this guy money. You know, one of Jesus's disciples. They gave this dude some money, and he told him the truth. And he's like, this dude's a con. You know, he's totally conning people. So they figured it all out, and they got this dude. And then they put him on the cross, and then you know, he really did die. Jesus did die, y'all. The resurrection, though, after Jesus died, it was another con. These people that were still alive, the organization, the Red Dragon, and the seven heads of the crown on the on that dragon, the seven heads on that dragon, which is the organization and the people who run the Red Dragon. Those people were still alive, though, obviously, right? So, with that, with those people still being alive and still wanting to be in control and trying to convince people, you know, that Jesus did not die and now he's resurrected, right? So now he's resurrected. Because they're still trying to lie and they're still trying to get people to believe that he's some kind of God, you know, which he died, though, on the cross, people. And the resurrection was another con of the organization, the Red Dragon and the seven heads that ran the organization. Correct. Alright, so we know all of this now. But they're still trying to tell people today, 2021, these people are still alive out here, y'all. They're still alive. They're still pushing the Bible on people. This organization has been around ever since then, and believe me, people, it is still here today. And these people are still pushing the Bible, and they're still doing this to people. They're still lying and conning people, you know. And it's all up in the churches. You know, the people up in the churches, man, these people are all people from jail and selling drugs and doing stuff and pimping girls, and you know, these are not the kind of people that you would want in your church. You know what I'm saying? If this was a good holy place, you know, this is not the kind of place that you would want criminals who have broken the law, con artists and stuff, who are conning people and killing people and taking people's money and trying to control people and trying to get them on their side, trying to get these people to believe what they're trying to get these people to believe. You understand? This stuff has been happening, y'all, ever since the Bible, ever since the first Jesus, the first guy. These organizations are just doing this to people, and they've been doing it all of these years since Jesus and God. Okay? So all of these people are liars, and they're still lying to people 2021 today about all of this. They're all cons, man. They're criminals. They're cons. All of them. You should know this, people. In your churches are lying to you. Your government is lying to you. They're all liars, and they're all cons. So you better know that that's true, y'all, because it is. If you really read the story and you really know what is being told to you in these stories by these people, then you can figure it out for yourself and what's really real, and not just some make-believe stuff like, oh, it's a dragon or something. Like, come on. There's no such thing as a dragon or any of this stuff. So what does that mean? That means that that's the organization, the seven heads. What does that mean? That means that that's the seven heads, the seven leaders of that organization. They're there when baby Jesus is being born. Therefore, they were there to make him Jesus and a con like they did. So you figure out the stories, y'all. I mean, all of this stuff is being told to you. All you have to do is know the truth of how things really are, and figure it out, you know, and quit being lied to, because that's what's happening to y'all.